one's asking why. The world keeps spinning, no one seems to care. Lost in the noise, a silent prayer. Does anyone out there even hear the cry? I'm just a voice in the wind, but I'll keep on screaming, 'cause someone's missing. I won't stop dreaming.
Hi everyone, thank you for joining me today. Today we're going to go over it was a cold case for quite a while. It's Bianca Noel Piper. She's missing from Foley, Missouri. I have followed Bianca many years, and I just come across a few things that were a little odd to me. Take everything I say with a grain of salt, because I mean there are a lot of complicated things in the middle of this. I'm not trying to point fingers at family or anyone like that. That's not who I am. But facts are facts, and I just want to put out what I have found. And then in the description after this live is over, I will put links to where all my information that I have come across has come from. But before I do that, I've been being trolled a lot lately. So I just want to make this perfectly clear before we even get started, because all of my lives are about the missing. Some of them are fun lives, and I haven't done one of those in quite a while. But it's very important that people understand that I don't do this for people to start drama or to come on here and troll accounts just to be trolling. So I feel the need to play this. Please don't take offense to this, but if you are here to troll, I need you to understand that that will not be allowed on my channel.
Welcome to my channel. I am your host Doodlebug, and here are a few rules for my channel so we don't have any confusion and headaches. Alright, now buckle them, bloomers. Number 1, sock or block. If at any point I want to sock you, I will block you. Don't take it personal. Many on here I adore now have been on this list, and we are friends now. It's my fight or fight response, and I'm usually over it fairly fast. 2, my corner. I say my corner because here, I am passing out information for free, so if you need a handout, it will not be on my corner. Go get your own. 3, no bashing people. We all have that one person we have issues with, but please don't announce your dirty laundry or your neighbors on here. If you and Fredia Faye want to go brawl and dust it up after my live, go have one heck of a time. Just be kind to one another, respect each other, don't ask for money. But go on ahead and hit that like because you know you want to. Thank you, and let's get started.
And like I said, guys, I don't mean that as being disrespectful to anyone, but I am here to help families and to help the missing. So at any point that becomes something where someone in chat gets mad at someone else, just block them. And if you can't block them and you need to troll, please find some other channel to troll. This is very important. The missing is where my heart is at, and everything that I do is to help the missing and the families of the missing. So if you are here to troll, I just ask that you grow up a minute and head to a different channel. Okay, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started on the most important part here. Is the sound okay, guys? Because I don't want to go through here and me not even be on stage. Can I get a 1 in chat if sound is okay? I do believe it shows on here that I'm there. So I'm going to go ahead and start. If not, guys, please let me know. Okay, you can hear. Wonderful. It's just very important that I get Bianca's information out. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. This is her flyer that I had made. Bianca Noel Piper was born in Foley, Missouri on December 26, 1991. Now, during her early childhood, she was hospitalized due to her ADHD and severe bipolar disorder. Piper required daily medications to prevent disorientation and hallucinations. At the time of her disappearance, Piper was an 8th grader at Winfield Middle School. Now, she was in a special education class due to her short attention span and repeated absences. And if you have a child, anywhere near a child with ADHD, you kind of can understand that. Prior to her disappearance, Piper's therapist had recommended to her mother to drive her a certain distance from her home and have her walk back home on her own. I don't know that I agree with that diagnosis, but I mean, who am I, right? So that gave Piper time to kind of deal with her own aggression. Well, let's talk about her disappearance. On the evening of March 10th, 2005, Piper and her mother had a dispute over doing the dishes. Although it was snowing that night, Piper, having found the activity from her therapist, I'm sorry, let me try to explain this a little better. Having a disagreement that night, she was thinking about what the therapist had said. So she went ahead and she requested that, she go ahead and walk. Only this time, her mom dropped her off a little farther than normal. So here it is snowing outside. The therapist recommends that Bianca, for her ADHD and aggression, walk. This time, her mom decides that maybe we're going to drop her a little bit farther down the road so she can walk out this aggression because it did work once before. So Piper was last seen at 6:15 that evening when her mother dropped her off on McIntosh Hill Road, a mile from their home. At the time of their disappearance, Piper was wearing a lime green blouse, a gray Adidas hooded sweatshirt, blue jeans, and white tennis shoe sneakers. She had also had a flashlight in her possession. Hours later, when Piper still had not returned home, her mother reported her missing at 8:20 p.m. Now, although investigators initially believed that Piper had simply gotten lost on her way back home, following an extensive search, authorities came to believe that Piper had been abducted. Piper had no prior history of running away from home. Now, Piper's mother passed a polygraph test, as did her mother's live in boyfriend. Her biological father was also extensively interviewed. Now, no one in Piper's family is considered a suspect in the disappearance. In 2007, a multi jurisdictional task force was created to investigate Michael J. Devlin for a possible connection to Piper's disappearance, as well as those of other children between 1988 and 1991. After 2 weeks, after two missing teenagers, Sean Hornbeck and Ben Ownby, were discovered in Devlin's residence. Hornbeck had been abducted from Richwoods in 2007, while Ownby was abducted in 2002 in Beaufort, Missouri. Now, the task force was dissolved in October 2007. No evidence of Devlin involved in Piper's disappearance had been discovered. On February 3rd, 2023, a septic tank near where Piper was last seen was drained. The Sheriff's Department of Licking County is working with Ortham Labs, a forensic genealogy company, in an effort to solve Piper's case. Now, Piper's father had died in 2009. Her mother now lives in St. Charles, Missouri. The investigation into Piper's disappearance remains open, although it's now considered a cold case. Her fate and whereabouts and remain unknown. Okay, so here's where we're going to get into something that's a little odd that I had found. In September 2014, Piper's sister, a 24-year-old, was sentenced to 8 years in prison for trafficking two suburban high school girls in June in 2012. According to a St. Charles County prosecutor, Tiffany Piper was initially herself a victim of human trafficking. As of June of 2024, the Amber Alert for Piper did remain active. So I want to go ahead and share to you what she looked like when she first went missing, because she was 13 years old. So this is Piper whenever she was only 13 years old, being dropped off. I do understand that this apparently was therapy's order. Okay, I'll go with that, I suppose. But let's get into more of the meat and potatoes here. And this would be her age progressed photo. But we get down into this and we start talking about the sister. I'm not pointing fingers. This is just in my opinion. I will leave the articles links in my description to where I'm getting all of this information. This is stuff I'm reading from articles and put together piece by piece. This is what Bianca would look like right now. I still want to leave the flyer up a little bit because it does show both pictures as we go through here. But like I said, I do believe that this is the meat and potatoes of this case. So the sister of missing girl admits selling two high school girls for sex. Wow. I mean, I'm not sure how I want to take that. I'm not sure how I want to hold that. I will definitely speak with chat as I go through here. I just want to make sure I get this out first, and then I want to greet chat so I don't miss anybody in between. So as I read this, now this is coming from Fox Files. Sister of missing girl admits selling two high school girls for sex. The sister is older than Bianca, mind you. St. Charles, Missouri. A St. Charles County, Missouri judge sentenced 24-year-old Tiffany Piper to 8 years in prison. Now, mind you, this was 2014. To 8 years in prison for selling two high school girls for sex. It was an elaborate and lucrative sex trade that sold young girls. Piper pulled her coat over her head, cigarette in hand, as she walked into court with her mom. Piper told the court how she had sold two suburban high school girls for sex in June of 2012. She explained how she managed the sex business and placed ads online inviting guys to pay for sex with teens in St. Peter's Extended Stay America. Now let's go to where Bianca went missing, which is Foley, Missouri. Foley, Missouri is only 36 minutes to St. Charles, Missouri. If that says that to me, that's very alarming. So Tiffany Piper is known as the sister of Bianca Piper, the Lincoln County, Missouri girl who's been missing since 2005. Bianca was 13 at the time. It's a tragic coincidence, but something happened to Tiffany after Bianca vanished. These sex ads popped up online. Someone was trafficking Tiffany Piper for sex. So what they're stating here, and this, like I said, I will leave links in my description. What they are stating is that Tiffany herself had also been trafficked. Now, a St. Charles County prosecutor, Tim Lamar, said that's what makes it difficult in this case. There's a spectrum in these cases where someone can go from victim to perpetrator, and that's what we have in this case. At some point, she was no longer a victim in this case, but she perpetrated the same crimes that were perpetrated upon her. In April, a judge sentenced Piper's accomplice, Damon Day, to 5 years. Prosecutor Lamar explained how Piper is getting more time because the evidence pointed more directly to her. Lamar said, anytime you have an operation like this that is fairly complex, you always have different roles and different participants. Her role is, in this particular case, she was the enforcer. That's scary, guys. That's scary. She is the person who made direct contact with the girls who were working with her as a prostitute. She made contact with the customers, so to speak, so she was definitely the face of the organization. Hi, Aurora. I want to make sure that I greet everybody in the end so I don't miss anyone, but thank you for joining. So Lamar can't say who first trafficked Piper or who worked above her because Piper won't say. The prosecutor explained the way that this business is sorted as it is, it just lends itself to that. Somebody's going to be on the ground, somebody's going to do the dirty work, and someone else is going to benefit from the profit of that dirty work. Hi, Kimber. Thank you for joining. After a judge sentenced her to 8 years, Piper turned around and mouthed the words, I love you, to her mom and her grandmother before the deputy put her in shackles and walked her away. Wow. So I come across that and I was like, wait a minute. So Bianca went missing at 13 years old. Then we find this article that the sister has been arrested for sex trafficking, which they put on here prostitution, but in all reality, what we call it today is trafficking. She had sold two teenage high school girls in St. Charles. St. Charles is 36 minutes from Foley, Missouri, where Bianca went missing. Tiffany is the older sister. But then I come down. Now, the sister has now been released from jail, right? So now the sister's out on good behavior. She spent a little less time than she should have. But then all of a sudden, it comes across that, let me see where I'm at here and find my link because I want to make sure everything is that I say is actually correct. So Lincoln County, Missouri Sheriff's Office puts out this statement. 20 years missing, remembering Bianca Piper. Today marks 20 years since 13-year-old Bianca Noel Piper disappeared from our community. On the evening of March 10th of 2005, Bianca was last seen walking along McIntosh Road west of Foley at 6:15 p.m. She never made it home. despite 2 decades of searching her whereabouts remains unknown. Bianca was a young girl with her whole life ahead of her. Someone out there knows what has happened that night. Even after, as we remember Bianca, we also urge parents to talk with their children about safety and in the importance of being aware of their surroundings. Community members, we ask you that you remain vigilant. If you see something suspicious and unfamiliar, a vehicle lingering around in your neighborhood, a child who appears in distress, or anything that doesn't seem right, please report it. Your awareness and willingness to speak could prevent another tragedy. To the family and friends who have endured this heartbreaking absence for 20 years, our thoughts remain with you. So, as I found that, I was like, well, surely they're looking into that more, right? Well, they are. So now I go and I find another article, and it says Lincoln County Sheriff's Office re examines Bianca Piper's cold case. Now, we can speculate and say, that's odd. The sister just got released from prison, and now all of a sudden, Lincoln County Sheriff's Office re examines this cold case. They're what's going on here, right? Because in the beginning, they didn't put out that any evidence at all had been found that she had just been abducted. Well, listen to this. So, this is the St. Louis, Missouri First Alert 4 is where I found this information. The Lincoln County Sheriff's Office has launched a comprehensive new investigation into the disappearance of 13-year-old Bianca Piper, 20 years of age. Chief Deputy Wade O'Haron said investigators hope to take advantage of advances in forensic science. Back in 2005, there were some physical evidence we believe that is potentially connected to the case. And I'm thinking, hold up. And I'm not saying that they're going to tell us everything they have. Okay, I get that. But for them to say she was abducted along that road, I kind of assumed that there was something. But at the same time, this is starting to look a little shady. And this is a Missouri case, and it very well could be. No offense, Missouri officers. I get you, but then I don't. This is shady. Back in 2005, there was some physical evidence that they believe is potentially connected to the case. That was tested back then. Here in the recent past, we resubmitted that evidence with the advancements in forensics to see if we could obtain any more information. On March 10th, 2005, at 6 p.m., Piper left her family's home on McIntosh Hill Road to go for a walk. The 13-year-old never returned, and the search conducted by her mother failed to find her. Tiffany Piper is an older sister. She said the family is grateful for the new effort. Okay. I really appreciate it, she says. I feel like things got overlooked, maybe in the beginning. Well, Tiffany, I agree. Or maybe there wasn't the technology that could have been used that long ago, she said. Numerous searches have been conducted to find Piper. Her photo has been posted online, on billboards, and at bus stops and benches. O'Haron said the sheriff's office has conducted 4 searches of the area around Piper's home, and a 5th search will be conducted soon. He also said that interviews will be conducted, and anyone who has information that could help with this investigation is encouraged to come forward. They are stating they are 100% committed into solving this case. Now they're committed? This is a 20-year-old case. No offense, law enforcement, but now that kind of gives me some red flags here, and we'll talk about that in a minute. This is a 20-year-old case that now you're 100% into solving this case? Okay, so Bianca Piper would be 33 years old today. No matter what the outcome is, the goal is still to bring Bianca home either way. Those words were by Tiffany Piper, the sister. Okay, so so now I'm going to look at chat because I know you guys got questions. You guys are probably all bumfuzzled here like, Doodle, what are you talking about? So I'll start up here at the top. Hey, Stormy, thank you so much for joining. We have Smiling, Deborah Doohickey. We have Slick. Thank you for joining, guys. We have Stan Man, Positive Plushie. I hope you're feeling better. Positive flu has been terrible around here, too. Snooker Bum, always nice to see you. Avery, hi, Avery. Thank you for coming in. Stormy, of course. Hi, thank you. Always nice to see you. We have Donald Duck. Hi, Donald Duck. That's Barb's friend, Donald Duck. Lippy Chicken. I love that. I love that name. I wish I should have taken that name. We've got Aurora. Thank you so much for joining, Aurora. I appreciate it. Um, did I miss anybody else? Avery. I think I said hi. I'm saying hi to Avery twice. Aurora says, Sleuthy and Avery, I'm behind, but save the live to watch later for any other place you have. Then close and open it from. Okay. This is actually this is kind of like for the phone. I seem to get more views this way, and my goal here is to get as many faces out as I can. So it's kind of easier to watch by phone when it's in this mode. Kimber, my dear Kimber, I'm so happy to see ya. Um, did I miss anyone? Please raise it. Hi, Far. Thank you for joining, Far. So if I miss anyone, raise a toe. I'll try to get to you. But I mean, what do you guys think? I think this is a little odd to me. This feels like the sister doing time for selling two teenage girls, and I guess I kind of want to say almost pimping them. I mean, this is a trafficking thing, and then she comes out, and now they're committed after 20 years to solve the case. What was spoken of? What was said in the years that the sister was in prison that now has given them this need to be committed to solving Bianca's case? And don't get me wrong, I'm 100% for finding Bianca. Bianca has been on my mind for many, many years. I live in Missouri, and it's forever going to haunt many of us that she's missing. But at the same time, it's like, why now is law enforcement so, they're so ready to solve it now that the sister is out of prison? I think that I already know the answer to that. But if you go to the Facebook page, and I'm not going to put that in the links in the description because there's a lot of rumor mill there. But according to Facebook, which this is all speculation, they have added a pool to their property. Is that true? I don't know. I do know the family still supports Tiffany, which is also a little odd to me if they thought that the family had anything to do with it. But then we have to go back to the fact that Tiffany alleges that she also was trafficked. So if she was also trafficked and she's the older sister, then we need to start talking to other family members to how Tiffany managed to be trafficked. But like I said, Foley, Missouri, where Bianca went missing, is 36 minutes from St. Charles, where the high school is that the sister actually had sold the two girls. And they put her as the main one to do this. It's suspicious. It's terrible, but we can't stop talking about it. Bianca Piper very well could be alive. She very well could have been trafficked. So please, please, guys, take a good look at her face. That's her age progressed photo there, of course. And the little one is what she looked like at 13. I'm not going to blame the parents. I don't know. Like I said, I hate even doing ones like this, but Bianca needs attention. And I love that law enforcement is 100% behind solving this case now. Whatever DNA evidence they had, I truly, truly hope is still good, and I hope they preserved it, and I really hope that it solves Bianca's case. But at the same time, I cannot stop with the red flags that shows that Bianca's older sister at that time would have lived in the home. Bianca goes missing. Sister goes to high school 36 minutes away in St. Charles, gets in trouble for trafficking two young girls, and that she's the main one in that, served time in prison, and now law enforcement is 100% committed to solving this case. I really pray to God that we get somewhere with this. Bianca deserves justice, or she deserves to be found in this ring. Either way, I think there's kind of a ladder between both. I do believe that Bianca definitely could be alive, but this is wild. And I never bring anything up like this when it comes to family without proof. Well, these articles are proof, and I'm going to leave those article links in this description of this live. I don't know. This one has me a little weirded out because back when this investigation had taken place, it was put out in news articles that there was absolutely no evidence stating that she had been abducted or that she had walked off. There was just nothing, zero. There was nothing. And now there is evidence. Okay, great. Great. I don't expect that they owe us no information. That's great. Stormy says the sister is suspicious and will always be suspicious to me. I have to say, it's looking that way. Yes, absolutely. I don't understand that. I mean, something has come about since the sister has been released from prison that is giving them hope to solve Bianca's case. My question is, where was that heart and that commitment 20 years ago when Bianca went missing? It's wild to me, and I don't know if this is a case of, oh well, she had ADHD. I do believe she had a few other issues also, like bipolar, which would cause her to like enrage. And I'm thinking, is this another case where they threw her off to the side because she did have a mental disability or an anger issue and they just didn't take it serious? This is pure speculation. Or is it something that they really had nothing to go on until the sister got arrested and maybe the sister talked? I'm not saying she did or didn't, but it sure does look like since that sister has been out of prison, that now Lincoln County is 100% committed to solving this case. And they want to be the hero here. And I hope they are. I hope they bust the biggest trafficking ring around Missouri that they can find. And I hope Bianca is well. But I just wanted to bring this to light for Bianca. Thank you guys for joining. If you have any more questions, if I can answer them, I will. Like I said, I know this is an inconvenience, that this is like the phone mode, but for me, it just seems to bring more attention to my flyers. My shorts, they're really not going anywhere, and I'm going to have to do this kind of situation for a little while until I can bring it back up a little bit, just to get the faces out there. So all I ask from you guys, if you will please like and share this. Maybe someone knows Bianca. Maybe there is someone in that ring that says, hey, that's Bianca. I mean, you don't know. And Missouri is no different than any other state. Trafficking goes on in each state. So guys, if you will please like, share all the social media. You never know. She could be anywhere. Absolutely anywhere. With that being said, I realize that it's only a 27-minute live, but it's very, very important. And I'll again show you what she looked like when she went missing. Bianca is a case in Missouri that, several people have lost hope. I'm never going to lose hope until there's no hope left to have. This is Bianca at 13. This is her age progressed photo. If you see any adult female that looks like Bianca, call it in. You never know. You could be that one person. You really could. And that's how a lot of cases get solved. And here is her flyer with her information. This flyer is all over Facebook. It's on my community page, I believe. If not, I will definitely put it on there. Guys, I mean, please, if you see something, say something. It's very important. If you think that you couldn't be the next Bianca, you're completely wrong. Any of us could be. It's very important that we keep these faces alive. With that being said, I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. Please be kind to one another. I hope you guys have a great day, and God bless.
In a world that turns too fast, some are lost, left in the past. But we won't let silence win. We'll speak their names again. Voices rising through the dark. Every story leaves a mark. We are the ones who won't forget. The fight for truth is not done yet. We shine the light, we raise the call. For the missing, the broken, we stand tall. For justice, for healing, for every tear, we carry their name.